Hi guys, I'm Eileen. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I want to talk about the bags that I've sold over the last 2 years. Last week I made a video about the unboxing of my Hermes Birkin 25 and I mentioned I managed to buy that bag without digging too much into my savings, and part of the reason was because I sold quite a number of bags in the last 2 years. So if you are interested, keep watching. So the first bag I sold was a Chanel boy flap in the new medium size. Now I got that bag quite a number of years back when the boy flaps were just getting popular. They were sold out everywhere and it was really hard for me to get my hands on one. So one day I was in Chanel and I saw the boy flap, but it was in the new medium size. Now all this while I thought I would prefer one in the old medium size. So when I tried the bag on, I thought this looks a bit too big on me. But then the SA told me, you're lucky to even see one in the new medium size because they are sold out everywhere and Chanel might not even bring the boy flaps back again. So yeah, I got the bag and I just never really use it. In fact, I only use it once, and after using it that one time I actually put it back in the box because deep inside me I knew one day I was going to sell the bag. So I wanted to keep it in a pristine condition for the next owner. So last year I decided to sell the bag and I saw it on Instagram, and thanks to the Chanel price increases I actually managed to get all my money back. The next Chanel bag was a wallet on chain or the walk. It was my birthday and my husband wanted to get me something nice, so we were in Chanel and everything was well over £2,000 and I just wanted to go for something cheaper, so I went for the walk. I think there are 3 reasons why the bag didn't work for me. The first was the colour. Now I usually wear everything neutral, so red was never my colour, and in fact it's still not my colour, so I found it really hard to match the bag with anything I was wearing. And the second reason was the size. I think the size of a walk is a bit awkward for me because it's a bit too small to use as a bag and a bit too big to use as a wallet. And the last reason was the strap. I just find the strap way too long on me. Even when I was using it as a crossbody bag, it would sit below my hip, and that was just not the look that I was looking for. So last year I sold the bag, and again thanks to the price increases I actually got about £150 back in profit. So the next bag was a Chanel boy flap again, but this time it was in a size small. So after I sold the new medium one, I said to myself, right, I still love the boy flaps, but I just got it in the wrong size. So this time I got it in the small size and it still didn't work for me. I think that size was a bit too small for me. I could hardly fit anything in. And I think I've come to realize that I don't like the boxiness of a boy flap. I don't usually mind having a structured bag, but I don't quite like the boxiness of a boy flap. Also, I'm not a big fan of the shoulder strap because the strap is not attached to the bag. So I find that the strap moves quite a lot within the rings, and sometimes the leather part of the strap can get caught within the rings. So as beautiful as they are, again, I think I realized that they are not for me. So every time Chanel comes up with new season boy flaps, even if they look amazing, I will stay away from them. The last Chanel bag I sold was a seasonal piece. It was actually a flat bag in a dark beige colour with silver hardware. That was quite a lightweight bag because the inside was made of fabric, not leather, and also because it's not got a double flap, it was actually quite spacious. But somehow I just never reached for the bag. At one point I even forgot it was there, so I said to myself, this is not a good sign, I need to sell the bag. So I got the bag at about £2,500, but I sold it and got about £1,800 back. So yeah, I lost quite a lot of money there. Moving on to Louis Vuitton, the one LV bag I've sold was the Montaigne MM, and mine was in the black colour with the gold hardware. And that was a wonderful bag. In fact, I used it quite a bit for about 3 years before I decided to sell it. The size was perfect. it was just really well made and the leather was just great. That Oran leather just felt so durable and it's almost like it's waterproof. So I kind of stopped using the bag when I got my Hermes Kelly 28. I think because they fit very similar amount of things and they are both in black and gold. So I thought there's no point keeping a bag that I don't use anymore, so I decided to sell it. So I sold the bag and lost about £300, which I thought was quite a fair deal because I did use the bag quite a lot, but when I sold it, it was still in perfect condition. The next one is the Dior bag, and it was the Lady Promenade flat bag. I'm not even sure if they still make this bag, but anyway, mine was in the grey pattern leather with silver hardware. At that point, I was actually searching high and low for a mini flap, a Chanel mini flap in the black pattern leather with silver hardware, but I just couldn't find one anywhere. So one day I was in Dior and I saw this bag and I said to myself, this is a great replacement. Bad idea, because 6 to 7 weeks after I got this bag, Chanel came out with the mini flaps in the exact specifications that I was looking for. So I got the Chanel mini flap and I just stopped using this Dior bag altogether. I mean, I did force myself to use the bag. I actually took it on a trip with me to Amsterdam, but after that I just stopped reaching for it. So I got the bag at about £1,300 and I only managed to get about £600 back. So it's a shame really, because I think Dior makes some really beautiful bags, but somehow their resale values are just not great. The last bag I sold was a Celine bag, and it was the Celine Nano. Mine was in the bright red color and it's in a textured leather. Nothing wrong with the bag. In fact, I think Celine makes some really great pieces. Their craftsmanship is so good and the leather smells amazing. So again, I think I just chose the wrong color because red is never my color. But when I saw it in the store, it just looks so amazing and I convinced myself that I was going to make it work. And I said to myself, I would just work harder on my outfits to match the bag. But it didn't work out that way. So I decided to sell the bag and I got it at about £1,500. But when I sold the bag, I only got about £700 back. So yeah, it's a bit like Dior because Celine makes some wonderful bags, but somehow their resale values are just not great. So I think if you are considering buying a Celine bag, it's probably a good idea to look on the second-hand market. I think you can get some really good deals. As you can see, I've sold quite a number of bags in the last 2 years. I just want to say, selling bags is not as fun as buying them, and quite often you end up losing money as well. So right now, I'll only buy a bag if I'm 100% sure that I'm gonna love it. But apart from that, I don't have any seller's remorse. I don't see the point of keeping something that I don't use anymore. Plus, I get to declutter my wardrobe, and I can also put the money towards something that I'll actually love, like my Birkin 25. If you've enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing. I want to thank you so much for watching and have a good day.